All right, so cognitive psychotherapy focuses on changing a patient's conscious beliefs. Fact, right? Therefore, this one is better at helping people overcome their problems than other forms that focus on unconscious beliefs. So that's the key distinction, right? This one focuses on conscious, the others focus on unconscious. And the conscious one is better since what? Only conscious beliefs are under the patient's direct conscious control. Do we care about that? Do you care, Dion?
Care on which part?
The premise. Like, this person is saying that this method, the one that focuses on conscious beliefs, is better, right? It's more effective than the ones that focus on unconscious beliefs because only conscious beliefs are under the patient's direct conscious control.
Mm-hmm.
Does that convince you? Or are you now like, oh yeah, therefore it must be better?
No.
Why?
So what if it's under the conscious?
Yeah, that's my reaction too. Like, direct conscious control, why do I care about that? Is that super important? This person must be thinking what?
That there's some sort of a link
Yeah, between what?
between your psychological problems and your conscious beliefs.
How about your direct conscious control? Like that phrase, because that's the evidence that they're using. They're saying, hey, this is more effective because it basically affects something that is under your direct conscious control.
Yep.
So I'm like, well, I guess this person must be thinking that manipulating whatever is under your direct conscious control is more effective. And they never came out and said that. If they said it's more effective to do things that affect your direct conscious control, then I'd be like, oh, okay, so therefore a therapy that focuses on that kind of thing would be good. But right now it's just like, why are you telling me this thing about direct conscious control, right? Are we okay with that leap in logic? How many people noticed that leap? Or did you just buy right into it? You were like, yeah, direct conscious control, that's the way to go. Okay, so let's take a look at these answers. Which ones are you debating?
B and D.
B and D. Okay, anything else that we were debating? C. Okay, let's talk about B, C, and D. B, it is difficult for any form of psychotherapy to be effective without focusing on mental states that are under the patient's direct conscious control. Yeah, it's hard to be effective unless you focus on that direct conscious control thing. Keep this open for sure, right? C, cognitive psychotherapy is the only form of psychotherapy that focuses primarily on changing the patient's conscious beliefs. Unfortunately, the problem with C is that it doesn't close the gap. Like, even if this is true, we're still like, is that helpful though? Right? Notice it doesn't talk about effectiveness. It just says, hey, cognitive psychotherapy is the only one that focuses on conscious beliefs. We're like, okay, but is that good? Like, to make answer choice C work, you have to assume what the argument is assuming, that is somehow going to affect how effective the therapy is. Are you cool with that? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Is the language also just too strong?
No, strong is good.
Oh, I thought it was an inference.
Nope, this is a strengthening. Which one following if true would most strengthen the argument above? So we're assuming all the answers are true, which means the stronger it is, the better. So C is a very strong claim, but it's not really helpful in terms of content. Okay, answer choice D. Ooh, this is super strong. No form of psychotherapy that focuses on changing a patient's unconscious beliefs and desires can be effective. Ooh, that is really good. Unless it also helps change beliefs that are under the patient's direct conscious control. This unless is like an escape hatch. Because it basically said these things can't be effective unless they do this. And we're like, does this help change beliefs that are under the patient's direct conscious control?
The cognitive psychotherapy?
No, just other ones. Other psychotherapies that focus on unconscious beliefs. If a psychotherapy focuses on unconscious beliefs, does it not help patients change beliefs that are under the patient's direct conscious control?
Well, according to D, not unless they also work on conscious control, right?
No, D doesn't say. It just says, hey, those psychotherapies are not effective unless they also do this thing. And we're like, do they? If they do, then maybe all of a sudden they're effective. I mean, that would be a false contrapositive actually of an unless statement, but it opens the hatch. It's like, oh, well, if they do end up helping beliefs or change beliefs under the direct conscious control, then this answer choice no longer applies. So, although answer choice B uses weaker language, answer choice D unfortunately has this escape hatch which completely undermines its usefulness.
Yeah, I thought they were making the same
So,
point, and
it's the
so
same thing for
I just went for
people
like the
like
stronger
that.
language.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a unless, which is like if then, it's conditional.
I just made the assumption that if D was right, then it weakens the argument because then it says other forms of psychotherapy can be better than cognitive psychotherapy.
Why would it say that they could be better?
It just says the thing we're trying to strengthen is cognitive psychotherapy is likely to be more effective than helping patients overcome psychological problems.
Sure.
And so I just took it as if I accept D, that means there are other forms of psychotherapy that are likely to be more effective at helping patients overcome their psychological problems, which kind of...
Wait, where does it say in D that there are other forms that are likely to be helpful?
It says no forms of psychotherapy focuses on changing the patient's unconscious belief.
No, it says no forms of psychotherapy that do focus on changing the patient's unconscious beliefs.
Well, I eliminated it anyway. So.
Either way, I got it right. So
Either
get off
way, it
my
worked
back.
out for me.
Yeah, Kyle.
Well, isn't he saying that what D is proposing is that there's a form of psychotherapy that does both that could be better? Is that what you were saying?
Essentially.
And then cognitive, which focuses on one thing.
Well, there could be, there
Right.
might not
And
be. We don't know.
If you take it as true, then there's a hybrid form that is better.
Well, wait, hold on. We have to take answer choice D as true, but
Okay.
I don't think it's saying that there is because of its conditional nature. Unless means if not, right? So it's conditional. So it's like, if you can do this, then there's no psychotherapy that has this ability or whatever. But because we don't know whether or not that's true, it's out. Yeah.
Okay, I'm still, to me, these saying, psychotherapy is not effective unless it works on changing beliefs on the patient's direct conscious control. Like, the
Yeah.
only way it's effective is if they work with the patient's direct conscious control.
Mhm.
And like, that's stronger language to me than, it's difficult for therapy to be effective without focusing on, like, I just still think these, like,
You still think D is right?
I think these are.
Okay. So let's just do this. Are you cool with the fact that unless is equal to if not?
Yeah.
Okay, so what this answer choice is saying is that if, I'm going to replace unless with if not, okay?
Okay.
So if a psychotherapy does not help change beliefs that are under the patient's direct conscious control, if it does not help change beliefs, so if it doesn't change beliefs under the direct conscious control, then it's not effective. Because we don't change the other part. So far so good?
Yeah.
So you're cool with this translation?
Yeah.
Because unless equals if not, so we're saying, hey, if it doesn't help them change their beliefs, under their direct conscious control, then it's not effective.
Yeah.
Super strong, right? Not effective. Are we all cool with this? This translation? Anyone not on board? Either you're on board? Okay. Here's my question for you. Does psychotherapy that focuses on unconscious beliefs not help people change their beliefs? Because we have two types of psychotherapy, right? We have psychotherapy that focuses on conscious beliefs, and we have psychotherapy that focuses on unconscious beliefs.
Yeah, no, but isn't it saying it's like it's only effective if it's focused on unconscious beliefs, like the contrapositive?
Yeah, if it's effective, then it no, not that it focuses on conscious beliefs.
Or that it includes.
That it must help them change their beliefs that are under the patient's direct conscious control.
Yeah, which is like helping.
Yeah, so here,
It
that
is. I
it's
mean,
not the same.
But it.
All we know is that cognitive psychotherapy focuses on changing a patient's conscious beliefs. That's what it focuses on.
Yeah.
Does that mean that psychotherapies that focus on changing unconscious beliefs do not help people change beliefs under their direct conscious control? In other words, okay, so let's try to make this as real as possible. I can go after your conscious beliefs, or I can go after your unconscious beliefs. Your unconscious beliefs might be something like human life is valuable. You might be, what? No, that's a conscious belief. No, not necessarily. It's probably a deeply embedded unconscious belief that you just accept so readily because it's so deeply ingrained, right? If I try to change that belief, if I go after those unconscious beliefs, am I unable to help you change beliefs that are under your direct conscious control?
No.
I'm not able to help you?
No, you are. You
Oh, I
said-
might be able to, right? Yeah. Sorry, I don't even remember what I asked now.
You said, am I unable?
Am I unable to? I might not be able to, but I might be able to. Claire, are you cool with that?
Yeah.
Or have you checked out?
No, I'm here.
Okay. Right? And since that's a very real possibility, it's possible that this if clause is never triggered. Because this one says, hey, if you can't help people change beliefs under their direct conscious control, then you're not effective. But we don't know whether psychotherapies that focus on unconscious beliefs can do that or not. It never said that they can't do it. They said in the premise that only conscious beliefs are under the patient's direct conscious control, but they never said whether unconscious therapies can help or not with our conscious beliefs.
Yeah. Okay.
So theoretically,
Yeah.
let's say you have a method that changes your unconscious beliefs.
Yeah, it goes after those unconscious beliefs,
And
right?
it's able to change your conscious beliefs as effectively as cognitive psychotherapy.
Well, I don't know if it can do it
this is
as
a hypothetical.
Okay,
This
sure.
is a hypothetical.
Yeah.
Then that invalidates the argument he's making.
It does.
So that's why it's false. Or part of why it's false.
Well, answer choice D is useless because we don't know whether or not this if clause is ever triggered.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Claire, are you more on board with why D is wrong?
Like I want to be. I'm trying. Yeah.
Okay, so here's the fundamental principle. Here's the fundamental principle, and you can just like work with this until you get it. Like read this passage over and over until you get it. But it's sort of like if I said to you, if I'm trying to prove that you should go to the baseball game, and then answer choice D says, well, if the sun is going to explode in 40 billion years, then you should go to the baseball game.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, is it going to explode in 40 billion years? We don't know. So then the if-then statement is kind of useless because it's like, if that's true, then yes, do the conclusion. But right now we're like, I don't know if that's going to happen or not. So I don't know if I should go to the baseball game. Okay. We can come back to this one. Investigate it more.